to the police. Maybe they'll do something when it's not just my word. I sat in my car outside Kyle's house for 20 minutes, just staring at the flash drive. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. The weight of what Kyle had told me pressed down on my chest like concrete. 12 years old. She'd targeted him when he was 12. I pulled out my phone and texted Lucas. We need to talk. Through Kyle's bedroom window, I could see him watching me from behind the curtain. He gave a small wave before disappearing. Lucas responded immediately with a string of laughing emojis, followed by, "Did the effigy try to convert you too?" My stomach churned. I shoved the phone in my pocket and started driving toward the police station. The flash drive felt like it was burning a hole through my jeans pocket. Every red light made me want to scream. I kept seeing Kyle's face when he talked about his little sister not looking at him anymore. The police station smelled like old coffee and disappointment. The desk sergeant barely glanced up from his crossword puzzle when I approached. I placed the flash drive on the counter and explained it contained evidence about a teacher who'd been inappropriate with students. He picked it up like it was a used tissue, turned it over once, then slid it back to me. The detective who handles these things wouldn't be back until Monday. Maybe I should file a report online instead. He went back to his puzzle before I could respond. I drove home in a daze. The flash drive felt heavier now, like it contained the weight of every kid Ms. Khalifa had hurt. When I pulled into our driveway, my mom was already standing on the porch with her arms crossed. That stance meant trouble. She started talking before I even got out of the car. The school had emailed her about me and Kyle harassing staff with wild accusations about Ms. Rodriguez. I tried to correct her that it was Ms. Khalifa, but she wasn't listening. She waved a printed email in my face. The school counselor had expressed concern about my fixation on the terminated teacher and my inappropriate involvement with troubled student Kyle. The words blurred together as I read. They made it sound like I was the problem, like Kyle was the problem, not the 23-year-old woman who'd been grooming children. My mom demanded answers, but I couldn't find the words. How could I explain what I didn't fully understand myself? I made a choice that would haunt me. I lied, told her it was all a misunderstanding, that I'd drop it. She studied my face for a long moment before going inside. Through the kitchen window, I watched her pick up the phone. She was calling the school counselor about my concerning behavior with troubled students. I could hear snippets of the conversation through the screen door. Yes, he's been acting strange. No, I had no idea about Kyle. Of course I'll monitor the situation. My phone buzzed 3 times in quick succession. Lucas had sent a link to a new meme page dedicated to Kyle. The images made me want to throw my phone against the wall. The second text was from Kyle. Just 3 words and a letter. You okay? K. The third made my blood freeze. Ms. Khalifa asking everything okay, sweetie? With a heart emoji. My hands trembled as I stared at her message. I needed to maintain my cover. Needed her to think I was still interested. So I responded with a casual, "Yeah, just got home." The typing indicator appeared immediately. She was writing something long. The dots appeared and disappeared several times like she was editing her message. My anxiety spiked with each second. Finally, the paragraph arrived. She was worried about me associating with disturbed individuals. Some boys misinterpret attention and project their issues onto others. She hoped I wasn't being influenced by negative people. My 13-year-old brother appeared in my doorway. His friends were saying I was obsessed with that teacher who got fired. He wanted to know if it was true. The confusion and disappointment in his eyes hit harder than any of Lucas's insults. I told him it was complicated and he rolled his eyes. Everything was complicated with me lately, apparently. He stomped back to his room and slammed the door. I locked my bedroom door and plugged in the flash drive. My laptop took forever to boot up. When the folders finally loaded, my heart stopped. There was one labeled Others. Inside were screenshots of conversations with 3 different boys. One name jumped out immediately. David Chen from the honor roll, the kid who'd won the state science fair last year. The messages started the same way mine had. Compliments about being special, mature.